Some you heard the playback.
Hello everyone. I was very lucky to receive a pre-release edition of the Dilemma keyboard by BKB. I'm doing a very bad job of holding things up to camera, as usual. This is an RP 2040 powered split keyboard, which is very cool. The RP 2040 MCU is coming to QMK master branch very soon, before the end of the month. So it's very cool to have a test bed keyboard. This one is particularly cool because it's got a Circ trackpad as a pointing device. It's a very nice little touch sensor, which is really well integrated into the board. I have cheated a bit. I've done some prep work. I will go over what I did because it is covered in the build guide, but you've got essentially a reversible PCB. There are 6 jumpers on the back side of the left half, with some decent marking on the PCB saying solder jumpers on this side for the left, and again on the right side all I've done here is soldered the 2 that are marked serial and hands. I did pre-solder the OLED jumpers just in case I want to add an OLED to the left for a display. The other preparation steps I've taken, I have pre-soldered the update button, which gets you into bootloader. This one does still have the 2, let me just grab a pointer, the 2 tiny reset buttons on the top side, there and there. They might be a bit more difficult to access when it's in the case. And the final prep stage for the PCBs that I've done is just pre-solder the TRS jacks on each side. So the other, I lied. The last pre-preparation step I've done is just fitting the heat set inserts into the 3D printed parts. So once you've done all of those preparation steps, you can go ahead and start getting things together. The trackpad is notched. It'll only fit in the holder one way. You've got a longer part which has got a heat set on the back, and that's going to go in there. And then you need one of your small Torx screws. You ideally will need a Torx driver to put this together, but you can cheat and use a hex bit that fits, or even a flathead screwdriver if you bodge things like me. So that's that bit, and then I'm trying to do this from memory, and I'll probably get it wrong first time. On the right half you've got this small piece here. There's a hole in the back of it, the rectangular cutout. That's meant to go over the update footprint if you decided to put your update button on the top. And then that one screws in from the back. And then this bit, you'll see that my ribbon cable's looking a bit like an origami swan or something. I have pre-folded this. There's good instructions in the build guide to get the right fold to start with, but you'll probably need to experiment a bit to get it just right for you. Essentially what we're going to do is put the blue end through the slot in the PCB. We're going to make sure that the little lever on the flat flex connector is lifted up. I'm going to make sure that that blue end is facing up and in as far as possible. Which it is. That's all good. And then we can slot that all down together, line up the holes. Oh yeah, flip the lever down on the flat flex connector to lock the cable in place. And then 3 more screws on the back. This is just the order I've chosen to do it. It probably doesn't make 100% sense. You could do the switches first and then the trackpad. Would probably make more sense if you have looser fitting switches. But whilst I was testing this and making sure it was all flashed and working properly, this was the order I chose. So that's my circ fitted in there. That's all good. You can plug it in at this point and make sure it's flashed and tested and working, which I have done. I'm gonna skip ahead and do the boring bit. I've got some chalk pinks from Split KB. I think that's what we're calling them, chalk pinks. 25 gram linears, unmodified because I'm a heathen, and I do not modify switches. I'm just going to do a few at a time. These are relatively loose fitting in the PCB compared to some chalk. That may be just because the footprint that's used, but that's cool. Let me find something to use as a prop. And then let's grab some solder. I haven't soldered in a couple of weeks because it's been too hot and sweaty here in the UK. Not been 3D printing, not been soldering. It's been a bit yucky. That one's a bit wobbly, so I'm just going to solder one pin and then pick it up, reheat, reflow, make sure they're all in nicely. One thing I didn't do was steal the Split KB pucks off the keyboard that's wearing them at the moment, my old Ferris, which is funnily enough the same layout as this, but I think I will be stealing the pucks to test out. There's first 5 switches. We'll do next row. This keyboard does not have a plate at the moment, which is cool. Not really needed just now, but you certainly would be able to grab the overall layout and make one fairly easily if you wanted, because it's all open source. I have already been recommending the schematic to people on the QMK server who are looking for an exemplar of a Raspberry Pi layout schematic. Wobble wobble. I'm just using a random block of 3D printed plastic as a steady for everything. A bit more solder. I'm just going to do one pin because I'm not soldering it flat. Am I going to automatically tell people that are not experienced solders to solder this flat before you put the trackpad on? Typical bomb fashion, doing everything back to front. Quentin's probably going, "Ah, what are you doing, you fool?" Immediately dropping switches because, as you've said, I am a fool. And there is everyone thinking, right, last few switches going in. On this half. Yes, I'm dropping switches. I am an idiot. I am an idiot. Let's get rid of you. That one goes there. That one goes there. Right, let's just go back and do second pins. So one thing I really need to look up is some of the new circuit changes in firmware involving circular scrolling and so on. I haven't quite got those working yet on my other circuit boards, but there we go. They should be easy enough to implement with the pull requests that have gone into Q&K, which is cool. Right, that's that half done. This half will be a lot less silly because it hasn't got the trackpad. That's just me being a fool. If you're building yours, do the switches first. Doobie-doo. That one's bent. I'll sort it after. Oh, hello. For anyone watching the playback, I am streaming this live on Quentin's server at the same time. If there's weird Discord noises in the background on the recording. Just soldering switches into the left half after messing around with the right half and doing things in the order you should not do them. There we go.
I'm using my favourite Hakko iron, set to 375 Celsius. I'm soldering with Delta Qualitech leaded solder, which is my favourite. As you can see, it makes everything nice and quick. Quick inspection, that's all good. A few more switches to go. And then we get to mount the case, which is a bit I have not practiced. Nearly done. So yeah, it's quite a quick board to assemble. Not a bad thing. As I said, I'm going to put the recording up on YouTube or something afterwards so people can have a look. I believe we have got a left half and a right half. Everything now is soldered. We've got the 6 jumpers on the left half soldered, the reset button and the TRS. The right half, we've got 2 jumpers, the reset button, TRS. We've done the trackpad, we've folded the cable, got that all locked in, and then we've got our switches all soldered. Cool. So this was the bit that I didn't practice. Hooray, hooray. Let me just have a quick tidy up. Cool, right, so these cases are designed using square nuts and short, I think they are M3 torque screws, my leftover heat sets as well. I have not printed any updated cases. I think Quentin has changed over the design slightly to avoid using some of the mounting holes that are on here. So this bottom one here won't be present on yours, but the majority of the others will be. So I'm going to see how we go. Let's do that first one there at the top. I'm going to use something pointy to get that in nicely. I'm going to put my finger on it and hope for the best. Let's see if that catches. Yes, it does. That's cool. The next one is, where is it? It's top right, bottom. The next one's down here. Again, something pointy just to line it up. Finger over, screw in, upside down to get gravity to help. See if it catches. It is not. Give it a shake. Yeah. Right, my torque screwdriver is on the desk. I'm trying to get the screws to go to catch. Nope, not catching. Let's see. I need a third hand. Has anyone got a third hand that can loan me? Let's see. We're gonna. Oh, I think that was caught. Maybe.
Is it caught at last? Not quite. Let me find something slightly different. End of a solder sucker, that's a bit bigger. You're wondering what the heck is he up to. I'm trying to get screws into the case. That's the second one done. And then we have currently got one more just over here. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, so let's do that trick again. Let's use the solder sucker tip to push the screw down. There we go. That's left half all mounted up. I haven't missed anything that I'm aware of. As I said, I think there are new versions of the case with slightly different mounting points, which should make life a bit easier. Let's try the right half. So I'll do that upside down again. Put you in. That one's caught, which is good. Ooh. Nearly there. Bing bong. That one's caught. And one more. This side's behaving quite well. Quite well, he says. Ding dong. Completely off the screen. Cool. 1, 2, 3. Couple of spares left over. Let's just tidy those up. 2 screws. 2 heat certs. Let's stick some feet on the bottom. So nice, easy access to get your split KB puck trademark in. Again, this isn't a chock-based chock keyboard, it's an MX-based chock keyboard, which is fine. It does make getting the puck in a lot easier than on chock-based keyboards. There we go. Bumpers. Another bumper. And the final step, I need to break out some MBK Legends from on my shelf. I do not know which ones to use. I was thinking of trying some Work Louder keycaps on it because they're MX based chock keycaps and they'll look pretty sweet on here. Quick tidy up. Right, let's go and stand up and see what the first box of MBK Legend on the shelf is. What have we got? Oh, Cherokee. That'll do. Someone's going to tell me off for getting this completely wrong. Doop. I'm just guessing here. It's the joy of
international characters. And the joy of a uniform profile key set. Yeah, the video quality doesn't look brilliant. I don't know if OBS is being a pain or if it's Discord being a pain, but we'll be hosting this up somewhere on my channel on YouTube. There we go. Split KB Dilemma. Let's plug it in. If I can find a TRS cable or TRS, because Quentin's cool like that. You think someone like me, with as many, I have lots and lots of TRS cables somewhere. I'll steal the one from my Charybdis. Oh no. I'll find a USB cable. That's a mini. Unplug the Sol hex pad. Right side master. Keyboard setup assistant. Thank you, Macos. You're so kind. It's ANSI. And there we go. Beautiful. All working really nicely. Let me just flick on to config.qmk/test. There we go. Beautiful. Thank you, Quentin. This is a really cool little board. It's a fun, quick build. Really nice way to get into the RP2040 ecosystem, and a really cool way to use the Circ trackpad. I really like it. I'm going to go now, sign off, and find my pucks and Manfrotto tripods, and see what we can do. At some point I'll probably add one of the larger OLEDs to the left side, and we'll see how that looks. Yeah, I'll see you about. Bye.